Hi everyone and welcome, my name is Dora and this is my first update to Pan Those Eyeshadows and Expand Those Pans. For this year I am working on both of these projects in the same project update. I've got 5 shadows in total, 3 of them I try to hit pan on, so that's for Pan Those Eyeshadows, and then 2 have already got pan on them and I want to expand the pans, so those are my 2 Expand Those Pans shadows. The creator of Pan Those Eyeshadows is of course Alexy, who's linked down below, and Expand Those Pans is a project that I came up with about a year ago. I think my intro went up in December 2023. I'm going to link my playlist up here, and essentially I just wanted to work on shadows that have already got pan, but because hitting pan was the goal, I would then neglect them and not bring them out again. So I wanted to change that, and I felt that rolling them into an eyeshadow based project with usage goals would be really nice and satisfying. I must have been inspired by Emily of Emily and Max when I created that project, because she used to do clean those pans, so she's linked down below as well. And even though at the time I really genuinely thought that I was the one coming up with this idea, I know that I watched her videos, even though it had been a while, because YouTube tells you what you've watched, you know, you can see what you've already looked at. So I do want to give credit to Emily as well, of course. And then while you're down there in my description box, there's also a bunch of amazing panners down there who I've linked, who are also doing Expand Those Pans this year, or maybe they've done it in the past. At least everyone I've spoken to is linked down there. If you're doing Expand Those Pans and your name is not on the list, please let me know or drop me a line either here or on Instagram and I can add you to that list. I'm filming this really late because it's a really stressful time for me right now in my work, and yeah, February is just horrible. So I'm gonna get into that a little bit in an upcoming Get Ready With Me, which is still on my radar. I just haven't had the time yet. I'm just trying to stick to one video every 5 to 7 days for now, and just try to get through February, and then everything's gonna be so much better. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna kick off with the Expand Those Pans shadows. Why not? Yeah. My first shadow comes from the Revolution Forever Flawless Utopia palette, and it's called Aurora, and I wrote this in for 5 uses in my intro. It's a beautiful blue shimmer shadow with a hint of grey in it, and I've managed to hit my goal of 5 uses, and here's what this pan is looking like today. So here's that swatched for you, and here's the palette, which is looking so well loved now. There it is, and then this one is quite big and nice as well in Promise. I've got another big pan here in Enamor, although it's a bit oddly shaped, and then a small pan in Fiction as well. So 4 pans in here. Happy with that, happy with how it's looking. Yeah, I really enjoy this palette, I have to say. And because I've loved this shadow so much in the outer corner of a look that I'm going to go over in a moment, I actually, a little spoiler for my BYOP, which I'm teaming with Pan palette this year, I had to bring another blue shimmer shadow in just because I wanted to keep that look going. And my second Expand Those Pan shadow is called Swim, and it comes from this palette here, super bulky. I'm really trying to get this out. It's called the Revolution Forever Limitless Nude Rain. I'm really trying to get through this palette by frankening it. Like I said, I find it too bulky. I'm not upset with like the formula or anything. I think it's actually quite nice. And here's Swim, and this is after 3 uses. There's a shadow here that I took out to franken. It was a pink satin shadow. And then art up here as well, I have cut into that also to franken. I think it'd be really fun to do more frankens, especially with these matte shadows here for face products as well. So yeah, my plan is to not have this anymore. Maybe by the end of the year, maybe in 26, but yeah, it's on the way out. So even though I've only got 3 uses on Swim, I'm going to roll this one out today and replace it with something else. I hinted at something in my intro that I wanted to do something extra, not just randomized shadows that I've already got pan, and I think it's just time to move on. I'm really happy with the pan expansion. I think the pan expansion is similar to that in Aurora, and they're actually the same shape, same brand even, but yeah, outer corner 5 uses versus 3 uses all over the lids. Yeah, they kind of look similar in terms of how big they are now. So I'm happy to roll this one out. Let me know in the comments if you think I should use one of my 3 vetoes that I want to allow myself across 2025, or whether you think I should only use those vetoes for Pan Those Eyeshadows shadows when it's really, really tough to try and hit pan in something, because I don't have like a usage threshold as such. Like, it's hit pan, that's it. Yeah. All right, so here's that. I'm rolling both of these out, and I'm going to be randomizing and showing you what I want to bring in their place. But let's look at my Pan Those Eyeshadows shadows first. Actually, before I forget, I do want to talk to you about my pan percentage, because I did forget to mention it in my intro. So in my intro, I had a total of 650 eyeshadows, such a nice and even number. And I had 84 shadows with pan, and that made for a pan percentage of 12.9%. My goal for this year, I really hope I can do it, is to hit 17%. And today, with 4 extra pans, I am at 88 shadows, still out of 650, nothing new's come in. And my pan percentage is now at 13.5%. So I've got 3.5% to go to hit my pan percentage goal. I hope I can do it, but let's look at my Pan Those Eyeshadows shadows next. All right, the first one is called Camellia, and it comes from my September Rose Cosmetics Still Pretty palette. I should mention, actually, all of the shadows from Pan Those Eyeshadows for this year are going to come from palettes that have no pan in them yet whatsoever. I would like to have pan in every palette by the end of this year. I am at 11 palettes without pan at this point. And there's no pan in Camellia yet. So it's a bit more difficult for me to do that, to sort of gauge how long is it going to take me to hit pan, because I'm not familiar with these pans in this palette here by this brand. The other 2, at least one of them, I've already hit pan in another palette of the same brand. Yeah, but it's just going to be a nice surprise when it does happen. With Camellia though, I am currently at 9 uses, including today, and I've got this all over my lid. It's a really pretty matte shadow. These shadows are very, very powdery, lots of kick up. And here's Camellia for you. So out of these 9 uses, 8 uses has been all over my lid in this exact same look that I'm wearing today, which I'm going to talk you through when we come to those shadows. And then once I used it just as a crease shadow as well. So yeah, I've been enjoying it. I think there's a really nice dip in here, but I have no idea how long it's going to take me to hit pan. We're going to just have to wait and see. Sticking with another shadow that I've also got in this look. This is from the Beauty Bay New Mood palette, which I got from the lovely Ruth, who's here on YouTube. She's linked down below. Please make sure you check her out. Subscribe to her channel if you haven't done so already. She's absolutely hilarious and so, so lovely. You're not going to regret it. And the shadow I rolled in last time was Creative, and it's a lime green shimmer shadow. I've used it 8 times since then, and here it is today. So also no pan. I'm only using this lightly dabbed onto an existing eye look, specifically this one here. I'm so pleased with this look. I have been loving it. I mean, this is a very potent shadow. This is a couple of swipes from the same swatch. Wow. But there's something here about the shimmeriness. And I'm sure there's a base pigment in there as well, but it's not very strong, so that you can just dab this lightly on top of this pink look without changing it to green. I hope you can still see this, because I put this on hours ago, but it just creates this really nice effect, I find, like almost like a duochrome shiftiness with that green shimmer on top of the pink. It makes the pink a little bit more coral leaning, which I really like. And yeah, I've just been loving it. I think in order to hit pan in it though, I'm gonna have to use a brush, put it all over my lid, wear it in the way that it's probably been intended to be used, in a green look. Yeah, but for now I'm really happy with this pink combination, and I've got a deeper pink shadow, a satin shadow from my Pan That palette, which is, no, I haven't got it here, it's the Barry M Black Cherry palette, and it's the pink shadow called Juiced. I've got that on my outer corner, and then, like I said, Camellia all over the lid, and then Creative dabbed on top. Love it. 8 uses. And then my final shadow that I've been working on comes from the Ciate London I'm a Woman, What's Your Superpower palette. There are 2 versions of this. I've got the one that does not have that purple shadow in there. This was in an advent calendar, by the way. And I randomized the shadow Power Hungry. Again, no idea how long it's going to take me to hit pan in a Ciate shade, because I've not done that yet. But I've got 8 uses in Power Hungry, and this is the shadow that I have really enjoyed wearing with Aurora, the blue one here in the outer corner. And because I would like to continue to pan that look, like I said, little spoiler, I have rolled in a blue shimmer into my BYOP so I can continue with that. 8 uses, no idea how long it's going to take, but hopefully that'll be next time. I'm quite confident I can have, well, these 2 are already rolling out, and I should still swatch Power Hungry for you, but it would be so amazing to have 3 new pans and to be able to roll out 3 shadows for Pan Those Eyeshadows, and then maybe 2 more for Expand Those pans as well. Have like a complete refresh. I'm gonna randomize, yeah, and then I'll talk to you about the other Expand Those pans shadow. So in this wheel, I've got all of my palettes that already do have pan in them, and if there's more than 1 pan in a palette, I'm going to hand select. Why not? Too Faced, that's my jam. That's really cool, actually. This was maybe for about 6 months or less. It was my Better Together pan that palette of 2024. It's a really cute palette. Let me go and grab it. Here's the palette. Let's open it up. Oh, it's so reflective. And I do have 2 pans in there. One here in Jam on It. And then also in this one here called Pickup Limes. Pickup Limes has a bigger pan, so I think it would make sense to go for the deeper burgundy one. Why not? And the dip is really nice looking, actually, and the pan is quite small, so I think 5 uses on here would make for a really nice pan expansion. So I think I will do that. Oh, this might look really nice with Power Hungry as well from Ciate. Well, sorry for that blue shadow, but oh, look at that. That's just 1 swipe. Wow. Okay. All right, for 5 uses. And now, yay, welcome back. This was my Pan That Palette 2023 and 2024. It's the Makeup Revolution Kombucha Kiss palette. There are 10 shadows still left in here. I haven't touched it since my finale. And half of these shadows are Franken and shimmers, and the other ones are matte original shadows. So here's what my palette is looking like. I know it looks like there's 9, but I promise there's still some shadow left here in Energy, because I made it. And I would like to pick a Franken shadow, I think. Or shall I pick matte? Well, something from here, not Energy, so one of these other 9 shadows to use 15 times before I can roll it out. I think I'm going to do it progressive style, so even if I don't meet my 15 use goal for the next update, I'm still going to bring another shadow from this palette in so that I can work my way through all of them throughout 2025, and maybe one day, maybe in November, December, sort of try and pan the whole rest of it. I think that'd be really satisfying. So here's the color story that I've got currently. It's very nice looking. Okay. What to pair it with? So with that pink look that I'm wearing today, I am sorted because it's these 2 shadows plus my Pan That palette. I don't have to think about that. These 2 here, I mean, I've got a look with this one and then another blue. or I can pair it with this. This would also team really well with my Pan That palette, so I'm not bothered about that. I think I should just pick something from here that I feel would work. Maybe I will use charcoal actually. Yeah, I think so. I think it makes sense to use it now before spring summer hits, and all I want to do is like wear really bright and colourful eyeshadows, maybe some more pastel stuff as well. So I think it makes sense. Yeah, go on, let's just get this one out of the way. So 15 uses on charcoal. I hope there's going to be a really nice pan expansion. The pan is quite deep in here. Wow, the swatch is like proper smushed over that shiny metal center, but never mind. Yeah, and here it is swatched. Yeah, go on, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so this was my old color story, and here is my new color story. I'm really excited. I look forward to working on all of these. I look forward to figuring out some new combinations with these two bottom ones as well. I really enjoy that creative process of trying to find a look that I really like, I really enjoy, that I find really suits me, and then to just keep going with that. I think it's all my earthy astral placements that make me a creature of habit, while still wanting to be really creative at the same time. I'm not making a lot of sense anymore. It's really, really late, and I've got the worst week ahead of me in terms of work. The deadlines are getting shorter every year. It's gonna be all right. Deep breaths, I can do it. But even though I'm gonna be busy, I'm still gonna be putting on makeup every day. I find it really, really grounding actually to do that. That's it for me for this update. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. It would mean so much to me. Thanks in advance. Also make sure you check out everyone who I've listed down below. I might be doing a playlist at one point once I've got a bit more time again. And yeah, other than that, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night, wherever you are, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care, bye.